Chosen ones, empaths, this is a subscriber request. I was reading through the comments. I haven't got around to replying to all the comments yet. I will set aside the day when I do that, but I noticed that someone had the question about the narcissist and threatening with suicide, and I experienced this firsthand. The narcissist will always, to get their own way, they will do suicide attempts. I've experienced the narcissist swallowing loads of pills and me having to try and stop them from swallowing them. And it was all times when I was going to leave or I was going to end the relationship with them, and they would resort to suicide. And they commonly, they do this so frequently as a means of control. They want to control you. And they know you care. They know you care about them. You know, they know you don't want to see them die. Like, even if you want to end the relationship with them, they know you're an empath. They know you're a good person. They know you don't wish harm on them. You don't want to see someone go out that way. So they move the goalpost by doing these suicide attempts or threats of suicide. And to be honest, I don't even believe they're sincere attempts. I believe it's real seeking of attention with their suicide attempts. Perhaps I'm wrong. It is seeking of attention, but I think that when whatever's happened, whether you're walking out on them or they're not getting their own way or whatever it is, I feel like they must feel like their whole world is ending. Their whole world is ending and they want to end it. That could be an alternative reason why they do this. But it's very common for narcissists to do this. And they do get control over the situation. They do get leverage. They get leverage. They get what they want. They get us back. They get us. They see us trying to stop them. You know. The amount of times the narcissist in my life used to run upstairs to the bathroom and try and swallow tablets, I can't even count. It happened so many times. And I remember there was times I'd put my fingers in their mouth to pull the tablets out of their mouth. This is what they would do all the time. And when I look back in reality, it was an argument or a situation where I was right, they was wrong, and they transitioned it into a suicide attempt. That's what they did. They changed it into a suicide attempt. And I don't, to be honest, maybe in your situation, they were genuine suicide attempts. Do you know what? I don't actually know. I don't actually know. In one aspect, I see it as, like I said, they feel their whole world is ending. They feel their whole world's collapsing in on them. So they only see death. But on the flip side of that, I see it as a cry for attention. They're not sincere with it. So I'm kind of stifled between the two options there. It takes you can take your choice on how you want to look at the situation. But it's no joke, you know, if they could land us in some deep trouble. You know, if they did swallow loads of pills and we did walk out on them and we left them, and then they didn't go and get their stomach pumped, or they didn't phone emergency services and they went to sleep, because naturally some of these pills, they make you drowsy, they'll make you go to sleep, you know. It's not always pills that they do it with, but in my situation, it was always pills. They always resorted to taking pills. And it's a very controlling situation, you know. When they do something like that, something so severe as threatening their own life with suicide, it totally makes you forget about the argument, about what you was arguing about, or what the disagreement was about, or perhaps you even walking out on them. It makes you forget about that, and you turn into this caring person. Please press a like and a subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But you turn into this caring person that starts, they see it. Imagine, look in their mind. Let's go in their mind, and they're threatening with their own life. You know, you was about to walk out on them, say, and they see you rushing in, trying to save them. So they know, they see, they're like, I've still got him. I've still got her. I've still got them. I've still got them by the hook. You know, I've still got them. And that's what it's all about. It's about having that control over us, having a control over our emotions and our actions. And that's basically what it's all about. Them having control, them seizing control over us. And it's all about control. They're also playing the victim. You know, I'm the victim. Look at me. I'm committing suicide. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And this is over disagreements. This is over stupid stuff, you know. To be honest with you, the narcissist... Now, I'm backtracking on what I said, so bear with me, because I'm like going through this in my head as I speak. I think it does, in some aspects, feel like the end for them. If they lose a supply like us, a potent supply, a grade A supply, and they're going to lose that abruptly, we're going to walk out on them, we're ending the relationship. They don't see nothing but death. They want death. Death feels like a comfort for them. So maybe they are sincere with these suicide attempts, because they can't tolerate being in this world alone. They can't tolerate losing us. And they'll resort to suicide because of losing us. You know? When they discard us, they can discard us, and they can cast us aside, and they can treat us like trash. That's okay for them. That's all right. They'll do that. No problem. But if you catch them at a time before it's got to the discard phase, and you're ready to walk out on them, like I did numerous times, I was ready to walk out and leave and go. The narcissist would resort to suicide attempts. And it controlled me. It showed that I still cared. It showed that I still loved them. It showed that I did, you know, it brings out all these emotions in you, because you're seeing someone who's so close to you threatening their own life, and you don't want to see someone that way. They play on our empathy. But I'm not telling you that if you're in a situation and you see a narcissist threatening their own life, to just walk out and leave them. I'm not going to say to do that, because it's a serious situation, you know. You don't want to have death on your hands. These lot are so stubborn, you know, they would take loads of tablets or something and go to sleep and not give it a second thought, you know, just for revenge, you know, revenge on you, to try and traumatize you so you never get over them. Like, even if you was about to end the relationship with them, they'll do something like that to seek control. There's no limits to what they will do. There's absolutely no limits to what these narcissists will do, you know. Just, if you're in a situation where a narcissist is threatening with suicide, I would say call an ambulance, or, you know, call the police, call an ambulance. Try and stop them. I wouldn't ever say to let them go, because ultimately these are controlled by demons. Demons love suicide. The devil loves suicide. The devil loves people taking their own life. And these lot are a victim of that. They are a victim of the devil that would want them to take their own life, regardless of how parasitic and how weird these lot are and how evil these lot are. They are functioning from the demonic realm. They are functioning from the demonic entities controlling them. And they will resort to these types of actions for a means of control. But it's also, as I said, it can be attention seeking, it can be all of that, but it's not really a time and a place to start labeling someone you're an attention seeker or something like that. You need to take it seriously if anyone's ever talking about suicide. But they are trying to control you. They're trying to diffuse the argument. They're trying to eliminate the argument or eliminate the disagreement or eliminate you walking out on them. And they get you back by their side. And it worked with me. They got me running back to them, helping them, trying to stop them. And that's what they do. So just be careful. I wouldn't advise you to just walk out and leave them if they're threatening with suicide. Anyone who's threatening with suicide, I wouldn't advise you to walk out and just leave them, because we don't need that on our conscience. We don't need that on our conscience at all. You know, these lot are so weird. You can't put anything past them. Ultimately, they are very unhappy with themselves. Ultimately, they do have very low self-esteem, low self-worth. They do feel very low in general. So suicide is not that far off the clock with these lot, you know. And that's why it takes like just something like you walking out on them, you leaving them, to trigger these lot to resort to that type of behavior. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find a link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find a link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.